NFC East.
I believe it did, Skip. But for the simple fact is that I did not see a scenario in which any team 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago could win 3 games in a row, let alone the Giants have won 4 in a row and Washington has won 3 in a row. And when you look at it, I had to come out here for the last 2.5 weeks and hear of all the teams in the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys had the most impressive road win outside of the division.
True.
They beat Minnesota.
True.
So what we're going to say about Washington football team yesterday and the Giants on Sunday?
Better.
Better.
Yep.
So it proves to me they're better than you are. Skip, look. If you just look at these two teams one played yesterday, the other played on Sunday. They're better. There's a gap between Washington and the Giants and the Eagles and the Cowboys. 2 teams are on the ascent and the other 2 teams are on the descent. It's as simple as that, Skip. It's as simple as that. I wish I could give it to you any other way, but I can't. And for Colt McCoy to go on the road and beat Seattle, in Seattle, that was very impressive. But check down Alex to go into Pittsburgh 11-0. I think we all thought Pittsburgh was a very flawed 11-0 team. They can't run the football, and they throw a lot of short passes. And what happened was Sweat did the same thing to Big Ben, what he got Andy Dalton with. Got his hands up, intercepted it. Well, it led to deflection that basically sealed the game.
Yep.
Skip, look, you guys, you have a problem scoring the football. In the last 6, you've lost 5 of your last 6, and you've only reached 20 points in one of those games. Well, your defense is not good enough for your offense to be so negligent in scoring department that your defense is going to shut people down where you don't get but 18, 19, but your defense is going to hold them to 14, 15. That's not going to happen. So basically, what the Ravens will do for you tonight is end your season. So, and I'll be happy about that because I would love to know the fact that you still got 3 more games to play, but you just be playing just to play. That's what I love. I love that. And you're going to be getting them garbage bags. I'm going to make sure I come out here next Monday because you're going to lose that game also with my hefty bag because it'd be about time for you to clean out your locker.
Okay. So I will admit to you that going into Sunday, I had high hopes for my team. The Ravens are in disarray. The Ravens are about to get Lamar back and Calais Campbell back. 2 big additions.
Yep.
Got it. But the Ravens have struggled, especially with Lamar in big home games. And this loomed as a pretty big home game for them to get back on track. So I would actually rather play Baltimore there than at Jerry World. So again, I'm thinking, okay, maybe. And I thought it was possible that Cam Irving and Zach Martin might actually be back.
Dude.
Neither happened. Zach is gone for the year, which I did not understand. I thought he had a calf pull, but I thought with that time off that they had, where it got pushed all the way back to a Tuesday, maybe from Thursday all the way through back to Tuesday, maybe enough time to rehab it and get it right. Gone.
It's got to be really bad because even with that 2 weeks, they're going to put him on IR, so that's a minimum of another 3 weeks.
Really bad.
Correct.
Okay, so I will admit it crushed my soul to watch Colt McCoy beat Russell Wilson at Seattle. It's impossible, and it happened as a 10.5 point underdog.
Yep.
It crushed my soul even worse last night to watch check down Alex beat 11-0 Big Ben Roethlisberger in his house.
What you couldn't do.
How could you do that? By the way, we, with Garrett Gilbert at quarterback, had been on the ropes at Jerry. Well, yes, we did. Had him on the ropes, and the referee said, no, not today.
Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that.
We had to beat 2 teams, and we could only beat 1.
I can't believe you went to the referees.
No, but I did, because that was the truth in that game. So I will admit we are up against it tonight. Would I be shocked if we won? I would not be shocked. But all of a sudden, we have to win just to stay a game behind, obviously now New York and Washington. So a division that I was dead set sure would be Philly versus Dallas, Dallas versus Philly. Now it looks like it's the Giants against the football team. Are you kidding me? I hang on to this hope. Dallas's schedule, just based on one-loss records of remaining opponents, is still the 2nd easiest in the league. Meanwhile, Washington has moved all the way up to 8th easiest, so you might argue they now have a leg up. and the Eagles are 18th, but the Giants are way down at 21st easiest, and you start getting into hardest. I think it's what would be the 11th hardest, okay? So the Giants still have Arizona at home, but Arizona is suddenly struggling just when I thought after the miracle that Kyler made, that I thought the Hail Murray, I thought that would propel them into an obvious playoff spot, but now they're struggling. Cleveland, they got to play at home, the Giants do. Then they go to Lamar at Baltimore, and then they finish, obviously, with Cowboys at New York. And I was always circling that game as, wow, that could be for the division, right?
Yeah.
So Dallas has this remaining. At Baltimore, then at Cincinnati, which I always circled as, okay, we can certainly win that game. Then San Francisco was hit and miss last night. The quarterback just isn't very good. I don't even think their real starting quarterback is that good, but they have to come on a Sunday night to Jerry World.
49ers beat y'all.
You could be right, depending on what happens tonight. But then Philly comes to Dallas and then at New York. Okay, so the point is, I was so excited until I see the headline yesterday, Zach Martin is out for the year. They crystallized. They actually took off when Zach Martin, as you recall, the best guard in football, was moved to right tackle. And that happened right on schedule at Minnesota. And all of a sudden, Zeke came back to life. And all of a sudden, wait a second, Andy Dalton looks like a pretty good starting quarterback.
Okay.
And yet, what happened in the opening drive against the Washington football team on Thanksgiving, Zach goes out. Well, it actually went the other way. Cam Irving went out with the knee, and he's still out and gone. And Zach's out. That means tonight at Baltimore, I'm back to what I've had about 2/3 of this year. I have 2 undrafted kids at my bookend tackles. 2 kids. I got a rookie undrafted out of Texas Tech, and I have a second-year undrafted out of Indiana. They probably shouldn't even be on rosters, but they have to hang in there and fight and scratch and claw.
I don't remember you making this kind of concession speech for walk it to him when his offensive line was in shambles.
He didn't have 2 undrafted at his tackles. He did not have 2 undrafted.
Look what he's got, Skip.
I know, but it's better than what I got left.
Skip, they had 27 pass attempts and got sacked 7 times. Okay. And 27 pass attempts.
But think of what I've lost this year. Think of what could have been.
Yeah.
I lost a Pro Bowl center and a Pro Bowl left tackle and a Pro Bowl right tackle and the best offensive guard in football. I lost them all.
Yeah.
You know, a perennial Pro Bowler, right?
Yeah.
And you can't lose all of them and say you have hope and a chance.
What? You still got CD Lamb. You still got all those skills.
And by the way, thank you for bringing up CD Lamb. Do you realize, even with the 2 undrafteds at the bookend tackles, do you realize against the Washington football team on Thanksgiving, Andy Dalton hit CD Lamb right there in the end zone, right in the hands. Worst place you can hit a man. Hit him in the hands, and he dropped it, and he is not a ball dropper. Never was in college at Oklahoma. I watched every game he played, every snap. He dropped it, and guess what? If he had caught it, they would have gone to the 4th quarter tied with Washington. You know what the final score was? 41-16. They lost the 4th quarter 21-0 because once he dropped the ball, they dropped all hope. They just, you could see the whole team say, that's it, we're done.
Why you say that's it? You're done. But so